I'm back home. So the people who are watching this before, when I was live before, is probably thinking, what's happened? But I couldn't tell you. Even though I did warn you guys, it would cut off. But I said that I was already like 80. I had only 80%. Sorry, I'd used 80% of my data. So I already warned you guys that I had already used it, most of it up, and that it would probably cut off at some point. But people were still asking me what happened. So the people I could actually reply to, I told them that my data ran out. It doesn't last very long. I managed to make that 80% last quite a long time though, but the last 20%, not so much. So, yeah, at least you got apparently 12 minutes, I think it was, of me eating and talking and stuff, which I think is a decent, amount of time for a video. Because, I try not to make my live streams too long, because I always think when people play them back, they're probably only going to watch like a little bit. Hi. Yeah, when I rang up the taxi, I told them I was called Jeromiah. Yeah, I believe in chunky furry supremacy. Definitely. And blonde blue-eyed sun gods, Jeromiah supremacy. So I thought you've already seen like that variation of an outfit, so I thought I'd switch it up and show you guys the new stuff I got. So this jacket I got today for, what was it? I think it was like £4.50 or something, because it was at a sort of charity shop. I think it was a charity shop inside the arcade. So I managed to get this cheap. I got this for Christmas. I got that for Christmas. It's like an Irish necklace pendant thing. So I'm wearing a few of my presents. Quite a few. I'll point them all out. Okay. So first of all, that's a present, that's a present. That's from Granny Isabel, that's from my dad. That I've had for years. I've just added that on. Shop cheap now from thrift shops and charity shops and cheap shops for my clothes, because they do quite nice clothes at charity shops, because people do tend to donate nice stuff. I guess they can't be arsed trying to sell them, because selling stuff is really hard, especially clothes. I find that when I was selling stuff on eBay and stuff, I found that it was toys that sold, toys and games. But I've tried selling clothes. I've not sold one clothing item. So I figured, it's because I'm trying to sell my mum's old clothes, like, they were like 80s style, like these dresses that are dead old looking, not very nice really. So I thought, maybe that's the reason why then. But I tried selling more modern stuff that were quite good, but even that didn't sell. So for some reason, I personally can't seem to sell clothes, so that's why I mainly give it to charity. But toys and games, that's obviously my niche, if I'm going to sell shit. It's too bad I don't want to sell any more of my toys. I like my toys, so no. Where do I upload my drawings? Well, I upload them to Furminity and DeviantArt. Yeah. I've also got a couple of Facebook pages too. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I think I'm on other things as well, but I can't remember all of them. Oh, and Instagram as well, of course. But I've decided not to just give out my social media for free on here. It's going to be on Patreon. Oh yeah, and I've been putting some stuff on Patreon as well. Like more of the saucy stuff. Because I'm sure people will pay to see that rather than just any old drawings of mine. So what was I was gonna say something. So yeah, okay, so this shirt is new. That I got that for Christmas. This tie thing is detachable. I'm just going to show you the full outfit before I take the jacket off to show you the shirt. It's like, this is so typical, but for the past week or so, it's been warm weather. Like from either Boxing Day or just the day after Boxing Day. So you can't see my ear. Warm and sunny. I spent all day in bed. And it's freezing again. It's so annoying. Fangs. Hey, that's a good idea. Let me put them in. I totally forgot. Where are they? I don't know. Oh yeah, and this bow also came with it as well, which I can't see because all the chat things come up again. Fuck off. There you go. I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good as well. I could put both of them, I suppose. I'm not sure if that looks a bit weird. Or I could put one in my hair. Too girly? At first I wasn't sure I liked them because they were girly, but then I thought, oh, I could just use them accessories for my clothes rather than put them in my hair, so that was pretty good. I can't seem to find my fangs. They seem to have disappeared. They've been here for a while and now they're gone. What the hell is it here? It's quite heavy. Some makeup stuff, okay. No, it seems to have completely disappeared. Oh, Mum, what has my mum done with them? She's probably moved them. I always keep them safe in here and they're gone. Why won't it go? Something's stopping this from going in. There we go. It's odd. Yeah, well, never mind. Never mind, I can't find the damn things. I'm gonna try and get all of me in. I know. I'll put it up here. I'll show you the shirt properly in a minute when I'm just showing you a picture of me. Picture. No, not a picture. Just me on the screen. Okay. If I was going to get pictures of this outfit, I prefer it to be looking straight on rather than be up there and looking down at me. Because it makes it's not a very good angle. But as it's all I can do, I'll have to do. Plus I'd rather be closer to the camera. Again, because it's like it's got all the freaking wall in it. Background and ceiling probably. And it's gone dark. That's it, go dark. That's fantastic. Oh well. I'll just make a video later and take screenshots from that. Too bright. Used to get freaking dark. Cropped out. I forgot to bring down the shoes that go with this outfit. Sorry. And I'm wearing my tail. I'm wearing a lot of grey, black and white, so I thought I'd give it some colour by doing this. Okay, I'm going to show you the shirt properly now because you've not gotten to see it. There you go. So I put on my Christmas list that I wanted ruffled shirts and stuff. So this is what my mum came up with. And it's got the detachable tie, and this is obviously just an accessory that I've just added on for those who are just coming into the screen now. Too bright, then dark, then bright, then I know, it's really annoying. Furry lag, that's no good, is it? What do you mean fangs a bit big? I don't know what that means. Well, yeah, I want more like shirts like this. Haven't got many. I found one, a black one that's kind of ruffly, but it's like, it's low cut and ruffly, and it's got like these frilly sleeves. It's actually my dad's, that one, so it's a bit big for me. Because my mum used to buy my dad unusual shirts, and he left them all here. So when I started being a boy, when I discovered I was transgender and shit, I wore all my dad's shirts that he left here, which of course were too big for me, but it's all I had until I bought my own, you know, manly clothes that actually did fit me. Although I went for man's like small for a while, which still didn't fit me. They were still baggy on me. And if you remember, I was dead skinny, so they looked horrible on me. because then it would be dead baggy, and then I'd have it tucked into my pants, so you could see how tiny my waist was. My waist was like dead tiny, and then it was like dead baggy, and it just looked so stupid. It looked terrible. I don't know why I didn't just go for women's shirts when I bought stuff, because it still looked manly but actually fit me, because I'm only small. Like some women, they're quite big, so they can just probably get away with a small size for men, or even teenage boy size would have fit nicely, but there wasn't that many teenage clothes. So if I wanted a shirt, I'd have to go for like a schoolboy shirt, you know, a school uniform shirt. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, I asked for waistcoats, but I've still got presents to open, so I might still have all these things. I've taken the list upstairs now, but oh, and so I got these, and I was quite confused when I opened these, and my mum says, "Oh, that was on your list." These are wrist warmers, aka long-ish fingerless gloves. If I can find the bloody hole, I keep losing the holes. I wore these today, and it's really hard to find the bloody holes. So I was quite confused because I don't remember putting these on the list, because I've already got plenty of these, sort of. Quite confused. But when I read the list, it actually says, because I've seen these on things like Etsy and Amazon, but you can get ones like these that are sort of lacy and fancy, and they've got paw pads on them, which are so cute. So I actually asked for that, but my mum says, she went, "I know, I couldn't find them, so I got the next best thing, which were plain ones." So it was actually, I said wrist warmer / fingerless glove things with paws on them, paw pads. She obviously didn't look in the right place, because I think it was Etsy that I found them on. It's really quite... I've discovered loads of unusual, cute, sort of like tails and ears and other sort of animal cosplay things, but by chance. But when you actually search for these things, all that comes up is either nothing comes up, or stupid things that are not related at all to what you've searched for, or really like cheap, nasty costume things. So if you search for tail and ears, like wolf tail and ears, cat tail and ears, fox, whatever animal you're looking for, it just comes up with these cheap, crappy, you know, these little tiny tail and ears, like the tail's like that big, and they're like dead thin and just stupid, like kiddie ones. That's what comes up when you search for them, which is really annoying, because I know you can get like proper ones, big, long, fluffy, puffy, ruffer ones. But even on Etsy, if you search for these things, it doesn't come up with anything really much. On Amazon, eBay, whatever. Like on Amazon and eBay, you have to search for the sort of international or American version of Etsy and Amazon. But in the British version, it's the same thing. It just comes up with these crappy costume things that are just shit. Things you could just get for a freaking costume shop. I don't know why they sell the shit like that. I was just thinking, they're always like opening up new shops in places like Ashton, Hyde, Stalybridge, the main road of my area. Anything interesting. It's always bloody bookies or travel agents that they open up now. What's the other thing? Hairdressers, salons. Do you know what? In Ashton, there's a whole street just dedicated to salons. Salons, literally one after the other after the other. I'm like, can't anybody think to open anything else? Like, come on, how cool would it be if there was like more goth shops? I would much rather there'd be like a whole row of goth shops, or alternative clothes shops, and furry shops. Like, imagine going into a shop and it sold like furry costumes, like Cats style. You know, Cats the musical. style. Not those big bloody mascots, those stupid mascot sort of looking things. Or those, you know, like when you search for animal costumes on the internet and it comes up with like the standard gorilla, chicken, and whatever, and they just look really stupid and kind of comical. Instead of not that kind of crap, or the mascot looking things with the big massive heads and big massive bodies. Nah, they make you look like an overgrown stuffed toy. I don't like those. But imagine if they sold like skin tight lovely cat suits in different animals. That would be awesome. Someone should open wood. My mum always said that if she had the money, she would open up something like that, or like a vegan or vegetarian cafe, or a gluten-free cafe. Because, you know, if you're a vegetarian, vegan, or have a food allergy, it is really hard to eat out, because not many people do vegetarian or vegan options at all. So when I was on that really restricted diet, it was very hard to eat. Very hard. It was very restrictive. Which is, I know, is annoying. And people just go, oh, you're just picky and you're just fussy and you're just annoying. I was like, no, if you've got an actual allergy, you could die. Well, thanks. I'm sure there's a shop like that out there somewhere. Yeah, of course. There are shops like that. In big cities like Manchester or London, which I can't go to. So towns like ours should do them. Smaller towns should do some. There was a goth shop in Ashton, but that's fucked off now. I don't know where it's gone. But that's gone now. It's a shame. It wasn't great. They didn't have that many options. Not when they moved anyway. They kind of started out great, but then they just sold less and less. And when they did move, it was just like mainly t-shirts and hoodies that they sold rather than any actual unusual clothes, or just like ones that looked too costumey and like this velvet sort of material. So it sort of ended up not great, but it was okay. It was the only sort of alternative shop that there was, and it's kind of sad that they've gone. I got some good stuff there. So I'm so sad. But yeah, someone needs to open up crappy ones. They could be cheap, but not just like they don't look cheap or nasty, you know what I mean? And someone needs to open up like a gothic Lolita just Lolita shop. Or just like a Victorian clothing shop. That would be nice. Imagine a whole row of shops like that. That would be amazing. Why do not more people open shops like that? But they're either in, like I say, they're either in other countries, big cities, or online. The problem with online is that I have no idea what my size is because I'm a different size in different clothes. I tend to be typically a size 12, but like, for example, certain clothes that are smaller will fit me if they're stretchy like this. This is a size 8. There's no way I'm a size 8 because I'm still fat. Look at these fat rolls. So there's no way I'm a size 8. So like this is a size 12 and it sort of just about fits me. If this was a size 8, this would not be able to fit me at all. Like it might fit the rest of my body, but it's not going to fit these big gazungas, is it? So this is a size 8, but this fits because it's sort of kinda-ish stretchy. And for once, like even women's clothes, you know, they don't allow for the fact that women have boobs at all. And this area tends to be the same size as the rest. So if it fits here, it don't fit here. Don't know why nobody has cottoned on that women have boobs yet. You know, in this day and age, you'd think. People allowed more for the fact that women had boobs in the frickin' medieval period. Because if you noticed, the boob area was always like this tighter fitting things down here. So they were sort of back then, I think. They allowed more for the fact that women were bigger here and smaller here back then. But now everything's tight fitted, tight fitted, tight fitted. But this is great because they've actually put more give in the top half, which is great. Not only the actual front, but the back also has like this bit here, and then it goes into the waist, so it kind of like the buttons down here where the waist would be smaller, and then this kind of opens up here. It's still a bit restrictive, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't get a smaller size in a jacket if I get these bloody lapels right. I think it would look nicer if it was buttoned there though. I'll have to put a pin there. It's a bit more restrictive, but I just think it looks nicer. Like that, it kind of makes my boobs look bigger, but like that, it actually makes them look kind of like a bit less. Well, I kind of wish they'd had this open up a bit, because that looks stupid. Even without the tail, that looks a bit daft. So yes, that's one of the things I like about the oldie worldy clothes. That they actually allowed for the fact that, you know, people want to actually look like they have a shape. And they allowed for the fact that people might be bigger on, you know, here than down here. And bigger here. So they make it bigger here, and smaller here. That's your progress, people. Remember when y'all going on about progress? Oh, how progressive this era is. Ugh. Nope, it's going backwards. It was more progressive. I'm telling you, kid, it was more progressive in the freaking Dark Ages than it is now. In some ways, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say, oh yes, it was everything, but you know, most things. Like clothes. Like it's gone from everyone wearing really cool clothes, ruffled clothes, smart clothes, fancy clothes, and like being able to tell whether someone's a man or a woman, because you know, women wore dresses and men wore like not dresses. Although they did at one point, men did kind of wear dress type things at one point. But you could still tell the difference between man and woman. But now you can't. So people get confused. My mum does. She's like, do you know what, these days I can't tell if certain people are a man or a woman because of the way they dress. And everyone dresses like a tramp these days. Even rich people, it's like, oh yes, look at this designer clothes, but it's all ripped and dirtied up. Like apparently not only can you get ripped clothes deliberately sold that way, that are like £200 plus, but also you can, apparently it's not a thing, it's not something I've seen yet, but I've heard about it. You can actually buy clothes that are stained with paint or mud. So you can actually buy, and they're not clothes that look dirty, like deliberately sold to make you look like you're dirty. It's like, what? Like if you want to look dirty, you can do that for free. Just get an old t-shirt and rub it with dirt. Or get some jeans and make rips in them. Like, supposedly you spend more money to look nicer and better. Like you spend the money, you spend more money to look more smart. But people are actually spending higher prices to actually look scruffier. I don't get that. When you can do it for free or cheap. And people will argue saying, oh, well, you know, if you rip them yourselves, they will continue to rip because they're not professionally ripped. I'm like, still. Some of these do look like they're ripped more. Like, have you seen them? They're like, there's actually, you know, trousers that have rips from here all the way up to here. And they're like all open. And like, again, you can do that for free. You don't have to pay high prices for it. It's like, what's the point? You may as well just wear shorts or something. And they wear them in winter as well. I'm like, stupid. Like I've said before, it's gone really cold today. It's so cold. It was sunny today, but really cold. The majority of men were wearing shorts. And I'm like, you serious? Is it that you just looked out the window and saw the sun and thought, oh, it's warm today, I'll wear my shorts? And it's like, even if you don't know, why don't you go outside and see first? So yeah, it's a little bit weird. Sunny, cold, but dry. It's muddy in here. I'm just gonna read some shit. Size B for boss. I'm still waiting for my small boob cream. I'm still confused as to what's happening with that shit. I don't care if anybody else wants to buy it for me because it's probably like this tiny anyway, so I'll probably just use it once and it'll be gone. So if anybody else wants to buy it for me as well, that would be great. I'd buy it myself, but like I can't get it. Won't even let me buy stuff online anymore. My PayPal. So remember, if you guys want to pay me for anything, like, or you want to buy my art or videos or whatever, then you'd have to pay me by my bank. Like that out there somewhere. Customers to keep a shop open. Well, I've been seeing quite a lot of. There's been like a rise in kids dressing more gothic and like unusual lately. Like today alone, I saw two like teenagers, not together obviously, in two separate groups. I saw one teenager in two separate groups that was wearing like these hoodies with like ears and stuff on. One, it was a boy wearing a black hoodie with like these antler things on the hood, and it was a girl that went past that was wearing like this fluffy bunny one with bunny ears on. So I think that's coming back into style, you know, the hats and hoods and stuff with ears is coming back into fashion again. Yeah, it means I can start wearing mine again. Not that I would have stopped anyway. So I think those shops would be very popular. It's just that they don't really give it a chance. I think people want to dress more unusually, but there's just no shops out there, and they probably don't know what to search for on the internet to find it. Like the kind of clothes that I want to buy at the moment, I couldn't search for it because I don't know what they're called. Like, ooh, I could search for like Victorian manly clothes, but then it will actually come up with, you know, men's clothes that won't fit me. So it's hard to really find this style. So put the jacket back on. The camera can't handle the white shirt. Yeah, plus it's freezing. Clothes shops need a wider business vision. It would rip for sure. Size me. Do you think most women with big boobs, they just leave the top 4 or 5 buttons and then let them show? Doesn't kind of work in winter. Or if the top doesn't have buttons. The lady on Insta stream. Huh? Yep, you can buy Fook top jeans and they're preferably dirty and ripped. That's stupid. I seen a girl with jeans that was mostly just tethered ends. She looked like she had been mauled by a tiger. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to mention. So yeah, so yes. So as I was saying, it's gone from like, I don't know when it started, of course, when people started wearing clothes. But it went from sort of these really elaborate, cool outfits. Like even the poor people looked awesome. Like the only difference really between the poor people and the rich people back then was that the poor people wore browns, beiges, sort of more washed out colours. Whereas the rich people wore sort of like pastel colours and probably more ornate patterns and flowers and like ruffles and frills. But the poor people still looked really good. Like they still were like dead sticky out dresses and ruffled shit, but it just wasn't as fancy looking. It was just more plainer, I suppose. And even the poor, like even men, like wore shit that was really smart and cool. And that was like, I don't know, the 15th century, 16th century plus. Started going plainer and plainer. Like the women's dresses went from sticking out this far to suddenly being more fitted. Still kind of fancy, you know, with ruffles and frills. And the men still look smart with ruffles and frills and top hats and shit. And then suddenly the 60s hit, and suddenly it's t-shirt and jeans, dead plain, dead boring. How did we go from sticky out beautiful dresses and cool 3-piece suits and top hats to peace out, dudes? Like I'm doing like a million different eras there, but looking scruffy. Like for centuries, people look smart, and then suddenly 60s, right? We look shit now. We look shit now. It's time that it's been too long that we've looked nice. Let's look shit. That's a good idea. Let's look shit. But who decided? Like, who decided? You know what? Let's stop wearing big, fluffy, ruffled dresses and beautiful things that actually made you look nice. Like the fit, as well as the actual look of the clothes. We're sick of looking smart and pretty and beautiful and gorgeous and glamorous. I think it's time for a change. Let's brainstorm. What could we wear that would look shit? Because we're sick of looking nice. Oh, let's take it down a notch. Let's make every clothing really plain and really scruffy and hang really badly on you, like t-shirt and jeans, hoodie and joggers, apparently. I always thought they were sweatpants. Or tracksuit pants. Seriously, it turned overnight, didn't it? The 50s. Everybody dressed in sticky out dresses. And smart stuff. You what? Yeah, I heard that bit. It is the last night, so let's get them all on then. For shit. Bit early though. I normally put it on at 7. But oh well. Show the viewers. Oh god, it's gone dark. Let's wear shit. Oh man, you've got the heater on. Seems to be tangled up. I can't do it. All the wires are tangled up with the tinsel as well. Oh, look awesome. So, what are you trying to do? Oh, right, I'm trying to unplug the lamp and plug in the... Unplug this? Yes. It's a plug, it's the plug, it's black, but the wire is orange. Because that's the one that has that. What is that, by the way, called? The thing with the candles. I keep calling it a menorah, but I know it isn't. I don't know what they're called. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, menorah. It is? Oh, okay. Why, though? We're not Jewish. Christmas isn't Jewish, though. Why do we have menorahs for decorations? Strange. I got a Christmas tree shaped one here. What are these called? Look at these lovely Bergen buns. Oh, yes, I'll show it to you lit up. Right now I can't finish what I was saying, but you get the gist. Candelabra, that's what I was thinking. Yay. It's not loud. Need to last some more stylish. See, what you have to learn to do is make sure that you... Happy New Year. Undo and do it. Yes, exactly the same place, basically. Otherwise, you're just wrapping yourself around the same... I know. Jeremiah Shutters. It's not my fault, it's all your fault. Hostile. Hostel. Hostile. There. It's not my fault. It's all your fault, probably. I don't know. Mew. It's Flooper's Mew. Look at how cute he is. His head looks bigger on that side than the other side. What the hell? Still looks cute though. Somebody make. Doing it all different way round. This is why it makes them tickle like it I've done now. Flooper's the meow. Oh my god, that's so cute. That side looks nicer than that side. Flooper's. Wrapped and unwrapped and all sorts of things here. His paws. Mum. Mum. What have you done with my fangs? Somebody said, what the fuck on my other live stream where I was dressed as Jeremiah. Probably one of the wolfy people. It's very nice you're all obsessed with me though. Oh, look. He's dead. I'll just lay down. Still what? Alright, I'll let you do it then. So you're still cool to have the tagine at you? It will be with the rice added.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't, kill it with rice. I don't get filled with rice, I'll go eat it anyway, so.
Okay.
Don't make it into a stir. Round.
How rude.
But anyway.
I get too occupied. I was thinking that.
That and the stand around and back.
That's a cool angle. Look good. I think I need fancier gloves for this though. I've got grey ones I've got with this. Take pictures quick. So cold. Oh, that was nice. Make ruse. Ha ha ha. You're so funny. No, if I do that. No, you're just gonna be awkward, aren't you? It's kind of okay. Angle.
At least I think what's happened is it stood up right now, I think, but I think it's because it's got that thing behind it. It's behind it. Behind it. I've seen it a couple of times.
Oh, how cute.
Not lying down, but it was hanging around while I was doing the food.
Oh, that is so cute. I'd love to have seen that.
His feet warm while he was waiting.
La pause. Bowed in a mo then.
Moaning round.
She's asking me to do it, or did I? Yeah?
Oh, could you hear me? You put the heat on.
Yes, I wasn't sure if you said did I or can you.
No.
So,
I think I said, would you?
would you? Yeah, that's the same as have you.
Kirsty,
Yes.
I need you to go on to the Alcado thing,
Uh-huh.
and I want you to start. A lot of my stuff now I can't get.
Really? That's no good, is it?
Not on there anymore. They've taken them all off. You know, like the bubble and squeak cake.
Yeah.
But there is a place where, somewhere, that you have to go on the actual thing itself, and
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure if they've taken off, you know, them big bags, that 60-litre bag we get. Because I
Yeah.
can't find that anywhere. And you put it in the search engine.
Okay.
Bin bags. See if you can find that 60-litre one. Obviously, you see it's white,
Hmm.
not black.
I do like those.
If
Yeah.
it's not there, add that to it. Start taking note of all the things I can't get. You know, they don't do joint sticks anymore.
That's
Only
stupid.
nacho sticks.
Oh.
So can you put them back on?
Yes.
You know, things like that you know that we normally get.
Okay, I will.
That I'm thinking, well, where's this? Where's that? I mean, why they stop doing joint sticks? I mean, there's not even a thingy for it.
Alternative.
Yeah, there's not even an alternative. They're just taking them straight off. If you type in joint sticks,
There's
it
nothing.
comes up with those. All it does is them nacho sticks.
Oh. That's a bit stupid.
Not the other ones, which I can't remember the name of. But I should do, because that's the name of the normally buy for. Also, Chris, I forgot to add to the list those bags. I haven't got them yet. I don't know what them. These, because I'm running out.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if you can get them, but you can look on there anyway. You can find them, add them to the list. You know, because I meant to tell you I needed them and I forgot. Because it's not in sight, I forget until I come to get them. And then I realise how low I am.
I do that. Full for pause. See the boat then.
See the no-gold.
Let's feel the what's people. Okay, as I was saying, I saw Bradley interrupted. At least you didn't moan at me this time. That's definitely a not. What pause? Or ask very inappropriate questions. Well, I misunderstood, I guess, but it wasn't Instagram. On my last stream where I was dressed as Jeremiah, some idiot commented saying, "What the fuck?" So I just ignored it. Anyway, another news. So while I was out, who should I happen to run into? But the Wolfie people. And the girl compliment. I actually don't know what Mariah Carey looks like, as in I've forgotten. Like, I probably do know, I probably have seen her, but I haven't seen her for so long, I've forgotten. So I'm just taking Brad's word for it, because he's the one who said that she looks like her. So yeah, so that's what we call her. But she's very distinctive. She actually reminds me a little bit of my old friend V. Brown skin, very smiley. Yeah. She's got brown hair. She's got like these puffy cheeks that look like kind of like high cheekbones, but it's kind of like a fatter version. I recognise her anywhere, but I didn't recognise the other hooligans. So it was the hooligans. We call them the Wolfie people, but they actually call me Wolf Lady. They've started calling me that now, which is really annoying. Just go back to calling me Wolfie, okay? So far I've been called Wolf Woman and Wolf Lady, and it makes me sound so old. But I know I probably am to them now, but still, I'm not that old. Smiley face cheeks. Tan looks like a brunette Barbie. I don't know about that. Barbie looks innocent. This girl doesn't. So what happened was I was in the toilet. The reason why I go in there is because it's got this huge mirror that I can stand in front of and take decent pictures in. And so the mirror's like there, and the entrance to the toilet is there. So they came like in the entrance here and they saw me and they instantly recognized me. Because apparently I obviously have a very distinctive look. I mean, I guess that's true. I've never seen anyone that looks like me before. I, personally, apparently look like, Judy Garland. Apparently someone compared me to her. So that girl looks like Mariah Carey and I look like Judy Garland, apparently. Or used to when I was skinny. I'm not sure. I probably look when I was thinner. So, anyway, so they came in the doorway and were like, oh, it's Love Lady! And started huddling together and they looked really pathetic. Like, it's kind of cool that they're scared of me. Respect. Like, if you call me weird, I'd be like, well, you're the ones running away from me, so it's kind of weird. You're kind of acting a little weird. Like, if they watch this. I'm not sure if they watch my streams, these particular people. Somebody, as you know, round here does. Thine enemy. And if they are watching this, it's very flattering that I am so intimidating that you run away from me. And so you should. See, this how you all think that I can turn into a werewolf and eat you. You're exactly right. Not only that, I'm the sun god, so I can blast you with fire. Don't forget that as well. I can make fire come out of my hands, my mouth, and I can also... What? I can also make the sun just blast you as well, so just be aware of that. What the fuck are you talking about? What? What you talking about? What am I not speaking out on? Also, this person says that's so hot, but I don't know what you're referring to. And I'm not dressed like Doctor Who, I'm dressed like me. Dunno, I've seen Doctor Who and I look nothing like him, but there's been so many, maybe the latest one looks like it. These poor socks. I really wish I was wearing shoes right now. These poor socks. Oh yeah, these socks, I forgot when I was pointing out Christmas presents, I forgot to mention these socks are a Christmas present as well. So, they're over the knee socks and they've got little... My mum thought that they were cats, but they're actually pandas. I'll show you 1 minute. I'll try and lift this up without strangling my leg. They're obviously pandas. So yeah, long socks that look like pandas. There you go. I thought it's going to be ages before I get to wear these, so I thought I'd wear them with this. Bit cold, but I will. They are pretty warm. They're very soft. So I also got boots for Christmas. They were my Christmas Eve present. But they don't go with this outfit, but I wore them anyway, and they're the most comfortable shoes ever. It's just a shame they weren't like knee-high or like just ankle boots or something, because that probably would have gone better, but they're like, they come up to here. So it looked a bit odd wearing these blue boots that stick out. Well, they're not exactly like calf hugging or anything, so they're like stuck out a bit. So it didn't look great, but no one probably noticed anyway, so who cares? Who cares? And they were also very comfortable, so also who cares? And who cares if those hooligan wolfy people have a problem with me because they all know I'm better than them. Probably piss them off, but oh well. Well, people always say that they're probably jealous. They probably are. Also, I suspect that people got so annoyed with me when I was calling people out on my videos and live streams, because they're like, ooh, well, oh no, because I think they were scared, and they went, oh no, this person is putting us on YouTube, on the internet, and this person has like thousands upon thousands of followers and viewers. Oh shit, we're going to look bad. But we can't show that we're scared. So we've got to intimidate you. So that's what they were thinking. I think they were thinking they've got to intimidate me so that I won't show them on here. So I don't know how many times did people threaten to report me or take me to court because they were on my videos, or at least their conversation was on the videos. Like George and Moxie. They're just trying to intimidate me and scare me. I mean, can you guys like tell me or something? Can they actually take me to court over showing a video of their conversation, which didn't show their name and their picture wasn't really very, you couldn't really see what they looked like, judging by their picture. And it only had the first name. Like, there's millions of people called Mark and George. So did they actually really take me to court? They both threatened it. Like, I need to know my rights because I want to know if they're like just bluffing or something. Like, because they'll think, oh yes, we can intimidate you because you don't know anything about anything. I'm like totally gonna go to law school. Because it'd be nice to blow them all out of the park when they start threatening me with shit. I must have the upper hand always. And also, even if it's true, don't say it is because people will see this. Careful with Facebook. Yeah, I already know that. Yeah, I'm just gonna read some of your lovely chat things before. Oh, that's not very nice. I went from 6 to fucking 4 people. Not the enemy. Oh, not you, the enemy. Okay, good. Hey, I gotta be careful because I could just put them online, and even if you do get me to take the videos down, people will have already seen them by the time you do that. So just be aware of that. I just want to let people know they can't mess with me anyway. Like, they probably thought they got me up against a wall, but like I say, they're all just bluffing to intimidate me, I think. Digging in private. Bet the socks are nice and cozy. Well, yeah, I read that, but didn't I? Hell of the socks. Any New Year's gift? Yes, this was a New Year's gift. And also those wrist warmers that you saw. Also be jealous because I get millions of presents. You are hotter than them. I love furries like you. Yay! I'm so glad you do. You do know that Facebook will automatically show that you are doing good. They should have stuff put out. Well, these people are scared. I've just realized, like, they're probably scared because it's like I've been sort of, when I show people on videos, it kind of shows how shit they are. And it also shows the town up. Because although I don't mention the town, I try not to, but I have done in the past by a mistake. So basically it makes the town look bad. So I'm kind of, the opposite of advertising the town. But, it's not the best. Like, if you're kind of different, like, I wouldn't advocate it if you're different. I don't really like to discourage people from moving here, because if anybody who likes me and moves here, that'd be awesome. Or other fellow different people moved here and I had more friends here, then that'd be awesome. So I wouldn't actually discourage nice people from moving here, because if I encourage more nice people to live here, then eventually the more nice people who move here, then the town will improve. Whereas if I discourage nice people from moving here, then it will just be a town for shit people, and I'm not in a position to leave, am I? So it's like, because if I was, I would have gone like fucking years ago. Now that makes it sound like they've defeated me, but actually no. It just makes it look bad. It makes the town look bad, and surely whoever's in charge of the town wouldn't want that. They'd want people moving here. They wouldn't want people being discouraged from moving here or leaving because it's a shit town, would they? So it's not really a win for the area or the people, because it just discourages people from moving here. But yeah, I don't want to discourage people from moving here because, like, it could be better, it could be improved if only nicer people moved here. So it could be a nice place. And like, everybody keeps saying, I don't know how true this is, but everybody keeps saying that everywhere's going downhill now. It's gone from where you had posher areas or nicer areas, and then you had your scummy, shitty areas, to like everywhere's becoming scummy and shitty now. Scummy and shitty, like everywhere's becoming chav city now. And I'm like, no, that's another thing that's becoming the opposite of progress, going backwards. We've gone from where you had areas that were posher and nicer, and then you had your scummier, shittier, poorer areas. And you had your people who dressed nice because they were rich and posh and everything, and then you had your poor people and like peasants and shit that dressed more. Like you could tell the difference between poor people and rich people. Now you can't because they all dress like scruffs. And again, with the areas, all the areas are going downhill. My mum said that the area she used to live in, I can't remember what area was that. Let me think. I don't mind disclosing that area because I don't live there. So where is it now? Is it Bernage? Or is it Gorton or somewhere? I don't know. Gorton or Bernage or someplace like that. Anyways, all shit to move in, and then it was like rowdy, horrible, chavvy, scummy people who moved in, and they kind of brought the town down, and houses just like, I don't know, the prices dropped to something, and then any old shit moved in. Like they used to have a code like where they wouldn't allow certain people to move in. You know, they were very discerning on who they allowed to move into an area. So someone like me that allowed to move into a posher area because I'm posh. I may be common and come from north, only by birth, but by actual personality and lifestyle, I am posh and snobbish and rich, without actually being rich. But I'm probably rich compared to some, but I'm not really rich. And you know, my parents were commoners, so, but I'm not. You can choose, you know, you have a choice apparently. That's the one thing, like in the olden days, if you came from a shit family, you could improve yourself, but you're still considered common. But me, I'm like, oh, well, I can choose, I'm posh then, and rich, and upmarket, because I have chosen to better myself, and not lower myself to all the shit. So everyone's sort of, I suppose, encouraging everyone. People are encouraging everyone to lower the standards down instead of encouraging people to higher their standards so that everyone's the same, because everybody wants this equality. So equality and progress equals everybody going down, lowering the standards, lowering the dress code, lowering the area code. So, and everybody being nasty and swearing a lot and just being disgusting and dirty and common and shit and rowdy and uncouth. Instead of encouraging people to be like better. Just because it makes everybody feel better about being shit and chavvy and disgusting and stupid. Like even being stupid is kind of on the rise as well. Like it's okay to be stupid. Like that guy, Rylan or whatever he's called. Like everyone aspires to be like him now, because you know it's like it's great to be stupid because we don't have to make any efforts. We can just be stupid and become famous. Yay! And that other guy who I can't remember, Joey Essex, isn't it? Yes. So everyone thinks that these people are an idiot. He should be got rid of. I suppose it's lovely for some people that standards aren't as high anymore. Like I say, you don't have to make efforts or try anymore. You can just be like, shit. So it's encouraged to be stupid. It's encouraged to dress shit. It's encouraged to swear a lot. It's encouraged for shit people to move into nice areas. It's like, oh. Yeah, some progress you got there. That I would say that was the opposite of progress, I would say. But oh well. You have a right to take video on public without consent. You're good. So you're responsible for all the creeps that followed the boss. You'd be good at law school. You and me got into it a long time ago. I remember that live stream. Great, I don't remember. But you're still beautiful as always. Call me handsome, I'm a bloke. Not that is because you guys are into the furry community and voyeur, whatever that means, and all that stuff. I grew up out of it after a while, this community, so antisocial, that's why I left. Oh, right, yeah, that's true, you know. I was out of the community for a while because it was antisocial as well. To be honest with you, it's been hard to find like a community of people that I actually fit into, because I find that they're all shit. I have talked to a few furries in my time, even one that lives local to me, and we met up, and that lasted about 5 seconds because he seemed to be very, he didn't talk, and he was kind of a bit obnoxious. He was kind of nice and happy and bubbly and chatty online, but then in person he barely spoke. It was like talking to him was like pulling teeth, and he wouldn't even help. So we're in what was called Claire's Accessories at the time, which is now a bloody perfume shop. Another one. So if it wasn't enough that we have this perfume shop that's like 1,000,000 miles long, with God knows how many perfumes, which is not really necessary because, like I've said in one of my live streams, they all smell the same to me. There's not that many scents. Apparently we need 2 massive perfume shops in place of the most beautiful shop called Claire's Accessories that used to sell gorgeous stuff. Anyway, so we're in there, and I asked this probably 6 furry bloke that I was meeting, he's called Mercurial Monkey, in case you know him. His first name was actually Michael. I don't think he reminded me. It's not like I'm really giving her out a lot of information, but you might know him. Anyway, he was like 7 foot tall, and I asked him to, could you get me that thing that's on the top shelf, which I can't, reach because I'm 5 foot nothing. And he said, no. He said, I'm not that tall. He was, by the way, he just refused to help me, even though he agreed to be my servant for the day. But he decided to be, stubborn. He could have reached, even if he had to sort of go on his tiptoes and kind of reach up a bit, which he wouldn't have to. He was like 7 foot tall. He was just being lazy. Wait, why did you delete his messages? Now I can't see them. I haven't finished reading them and you deleted them. Oh no. At least I can view it won't let me. It says view the deleted message, but it won't let me. Oh man, I hadn't had a chance to read them all yet. What are you thinking? So far, no shouting. I think she's gone to sleep, so it's okay. Boss needs to have own gang to keep town running. That would be a great idea. I've always... It would be fantastic if I could become the boss of this area. This town. I guess that would be called a mayor. I think the mayor, isn't it? The mayor is like the head honcho of the town, right? How do I become mayor? I don't know. Can I apply for being mayor? Last time I looked, it was a woman that was in charge. I met the mayor twice. And one was a man and one was a woman. I met the first mayor in, was it 2015, at a Swing for Victory ball. I can't remember the hotel name. It wasn't, no offense, it wasn't very good. It was a charity thing. It was, I don't know, I mean, it was good technically, but there was nowhere to sit because there was no seating things, so it kind of made sure everybody got a seat and a table. We didn't, so I ended up having to, my mum was okay, she was in a wheelchair, but I had to stand the whole time, so I was not happy. The music was way too loud, and the food was just like this really shit, just like pie and chips. So it looked like, a proper fancy do, but then it had meat and shit. And of course you had to go queue up instead of being like served. So I didn't really like that. No offense, but I'm just like I say, dead snobbish. Even my charity balls have to be perfect. So to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it. But I met the mayor there. I even got my picture taken with him. It might be on Facebook, I can't remember. But I had my picture taken with him. And then I met the woman mayor a few years later. Obviously it was another mayor, and she was judging the costume party at that Willowwood they always discontinue or stop doing. The only Halloween, like, proper organised Halloween party thing that was like a 5-minute walk from me, they decided to get rid of it. Of course. Now if I wanted to go to a Halloween party, I'd have to go to Manchester. Or I'd have to actually have friends that are local that would, might, be having a party that would invite me to it. Because other than that, nobody organises any Halloween parties anymore. Even before coronavirus era, there was nothing. Like I say, apart from that Willowwood thing, which only ran for 2 years. They didn't even give him much of a chance before they decided, nah, nobody likes it. It's not popular, so we won't do it anymore. It's like it was popular because loads of people came, and it was better the following year. There was sort of more activities and stuff. The only thing that sucked is that they cancelled the walk because they didn't have enough marshals or whatever they were called. So they cancelled the walk the second year, which sucked. But they kept the party going anyway. We still got medals for doing it, even though we didn't actually participate in the walk. But oh well. I thought, why didn't they at least make the medals different the next year? So basically I got 2 of the same one. But oh well. I complain a lot. But yeah, it would be cool to have my own gang to run the town or whatever. I would do if I knew anybody around here. It's too far gone, boss. It's a ratty shitty hole, unfortunately. 1 minus 10 minutes. I know, but how awesome would it be if I could be the person that made this town better after years of it being shit? It's kind of like there's this gap, there's like this opening that I could come in and be like, yes, I'm going to save you all from being shit. Unfortunately, I don't know how. No idea. Well, I've always wanted to be a leader, so this would be like my chance, but I have no clue. Like, first of all, you have to be the kind of person who people like, I suppose. And nobody likes me around here. Avoid the area where all the poorest people live. Jeremiah loves swimming. View deleted message. Why won't it let me view it? It just keeps tapping the screen instead of the message. That's kind of annoying. What did he say? Careful there, George. What did he say? Consider this your one only warning. What did he say? He been taking the piss. Yeah, what did he say though? I've been here since the beginning of YouTube, and it's definitely a girl bro. What? I'm gonna beat you up as well, Issa. You calling me a girl? Fair enough. Sorry, I've only just gotten down to the comment thing. I was like way up. I don't know why. Because what happens is, if I scroll up, it doesn't go down automatically. It stays where it is. So there's been like a load of stuff happening since. A load of messages. He was warned but didn't listen. Okay. I can't read the text, just hide from the live thing. Oh, now we've got another one that's messaged but has gone. It's the same person, isn't it? It's just a different name. What were they saying? I wonder if it's that George person, the George person, who's, said inappropriate things in his private messages to me that I made videos of. Sad that they stopped doing that Halloween thing. Yes, you're the one that kept stealing all the boss's videos and... Really? It's them? I wish you hadn't deleted them. I can't see them. What are they saying? Smallville needs to event to gather people together. I could do that. I'm a bit shy to do it though. I have the solution. Line them all one by one, shoot them. Good idea. Oh, we've got another one. That looks like a spam person. You should be able to see it. Issa copied his comment for you, boss. It's not really bad, is it? I like to say sleep there. That one educated, that one that sits down and sleeps or just watches TV all day. Oh, but I do sleep a lot though. So you hate people who sleep a lot? Oh well, I sleep a lot, so I can sleep up until about 4:30 in the afternoon. But I don't really call that getting up late. I call that more I'm just nocturnal. Because I pretty much stay up all night until like 4 AM. and then get up at like 4 p.m. So it's more like I just have a different sleep schedule to other people rather than actually just sleeping in late and being lazy. I'd be the kind of person that probably would need a nighttime job rather than a daytime job. I'm just nocturnal, I guess. I have been ever since I was young. Fook, that has 50 accounts. Same bloke, multiple accounts. Yeah, I figured. Trying to be clever and change account and change subject. Oh, okay. I hate coronavirus. Not gonna slide past me, bud. Okay. That was the gibberish. Yeah, my mum is asked about eating right now, though, as long as it's not. It's dope keeps putting me on mute. This dope keeps putting me on mute. Nobby, stay awake during the day. Why do you have to hog all the attention, bro? That's funny. And there was I thinking it was a new person. Now I got excited then. Well, I'd show you some of my drawings, but they're kind of upstairs. We'll have to go upstairs. Oh yeah, right. I'm gonna show you some of my presents, but I'm gonna sit down to do so because I'm starting to get achy and cold. My bedroom heater is on now, so that should be warming up nicely. So this is one of my presents. That's from Brad. Well, so I could actually make more professional videos, which you've seen already if you've watched my previous videos. I got one of these for Brad for Christmas. When it arrived, I had a look at it. It was still in its packet, and I was like, oh my god! And I fell in love with the cat. My mum saw how much I liked it, so she got me one of my own. So Brad's got this same one. Becky's got the same one, but a ginger one, or orange tabby, instead of a grey tabby. I don't know why she just didn't get me a different colour as well, so all three of us would have different coloured ones. Like maybe a calico one. She said there was a black one. She didn't let me see them before she ordered it. Oh, she had to order it, by the way, just because my PayPal isn't working, otherwise I would. They won't even let me order. It won't even let me pay online anymore. It used to let me at least pay online, but it won't. That's why I can't get that breast reduction cream myself. So I kind of need other people to buy it, me, or give me money or something. If you want paying back, I probably will eventually when I get it working. I'm trying. It's just that the way to verify it has changed again. It went from it would send you, it would take some money out, £1, and it would charge your bank account. It would show up in your bank account thing, you know, like in your statements or whatever. But it didn't show the statement or this code, so I couldn't do it. And I kept contacting my bank and PayPal, but none of them could actually do anything. Yay! Yeah, thank you. But yeah, for future reference, anybody watching this, I'm a bloke. And if any of you wolfy people are watching, I'm a bloke, so instead of wolf lady, call me wolf. So yeah. I guess they didn't get the memo. But Wolfie is what's the word? Unisex. I know about a million Wolfies. It's not really original, is it? The most famous is Wolfie Blackheart, the teen werewolf. But she's hated as well because she was accused of killing a dog, but she didn't. And she tried to tell people multiple times that she didn't kill the dog. But of course, just like me, nobody believes that she didn't do the things that she's accused of. Like, you know, I'm hated around here because I'm apparently, according to the locals, the hooligan ones that possibly watch this stream, I apparently looked into people's windows or something and scared the kids in the house. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And it happened one time, but they acted like, you know, I did it like multiple times or something. But I didn't look into the window. What happened was I was looking over my wall, and there's a house like over there on that street at the side street of my side of my sort of wall, and the house was further down that way. So I wasn't like facing it. It was further down that way. And I was just looking over my wall, like I do, because, you know, I'm allowed to do that, you know, free world and all, free country and all. And this bloke was coming down the street. Now, I didn't know he lived at one of those houses. I thought it was just like a random bloke going past, and he was obviously drunk. Really tall man. And I didn't think he saw me, but I kind of ducked down again because I didn't want him to see me. And he basically jumped out of a bush and roared at me. And he made like a big deal about the fact that I was there. I didn't even think he saw me because he wasn't looking this way or anything. He was just like walking down the street, obviously drunk. And then he accused me of scaring his kids. Because the kids... Now, the kids only came to the window when he yelled. They heard him yelling and roaring. And they came to the window and he looked and he was like, "Oh, you're scaring my kids." I'm like, "No, I'm not you." Not because they heard the screams, but it was... like, obviously someone was having guests over and they were just leaving. So they came out and he made this huge deal about me being there and say, "Oh, you're scaring my kids, you're doing this." Blah. And of course he went in and he didn't tell the real truth to his family. So I do believe his family think that I was peering into their window and scaring the kids. And apparently I was making them cry or something. So I told my mum what happened and she insisted on going over there. And I was like, "Yeah, let's tell them." Now, we weren't going to actually have a go at them. What happened was my mum wanted to go and have a civilized conversation and say, "Why do you have a problem with my child?" Hang on. Guitar. So I went over there and immediately that my mum knocked on and they opened the door, they started yelling and screaming at us. My mum didn't have a chance to say what she was going to say, like, "Why do you have a problem with my child?" And he was going on with himself, and he said, "Oh, look, you're making my kids cry." And first of all, we looked in, my mum looked in, and saw the kids were just casually like, "What's going on?" Like, they weren't arsed. They weren't really arsed. They weren't crying at all. And see, look, the hooligans are going now because I'm telling the actual truth. Went from 7 views to 4. Anyway, so I'm telling the real truth just in case any of the people who still think I do that shit, like peer into people's windows or something, which I don't. But if anybody was making the kids cry or if anybody was scaring the kids, it was that father. Because the father was yelling and screaming at my mum. And then he pushed my mum back. And don't forget, my mum was still disabled back then. And she was like, she was about to fall and she was on crutches. And that jarred her back, you know, that made her worse. I caught her, luckily. And then the neighbours looked out the window, of course. So no doubt that they've told all the neighbours and all their friends and family that we started all that. Because I already, when I, you know, I told you I joined my town's Facebook group. Why am I still stood up? Let me just sit down. Oh. I'm not drunk. I swear to drunk, I'm not God. So anyway, when I joined that, and I made a post just recently, not recently, but you know, the most recent post I did, which was like 6 months ago or whatever it was. I think it was on the one where I was talking, when I was like talking about the fact that someone reported us for the overhanging trees that I had every intention of cutting before they reported it. And in the comments section, completely irrelevant, this girl started mouthing off about how I'm oh, you shouldn't be reported, never mind, she said something like, "Never mind the trees, you should be reported for looking into people's houses," or whatever, into people's windows or something. And I said, "What?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I just like, well, like 1,000,000 years ago, you know, it's like, let it go, like move on. Even if it did happen, like let it go. It was like years ago. I was a kid. But it didn't happen, by the way. I'm just gonna let you know. The way I'm talking kind of makes it sound like I'm sort of like admitting I'm doing it, but I'm not actually doing it. But I'm just saying the actual incident the whereby you thought I did that happened a million years ago. Like, get over it. But great. But like, she was like, "Oh, you looked into my mate's house or something." So it was actually, so obviously the person who lived there has obviously blabbed to their mates, and their mates have blabbed to the kids, and the kids are now commenting on my post on the My Town Facebook group, saying, "Oh, you did this and you did that." And so they've obviously lied and sort of over-exaggerated what actually happened. Because they're not going to say, "Oh yeah, this, dare I say it, girl was innocently looking over her wall, and my husband came home drunk and started accusing her of looking into the window and scaring the kids and roaring at her and sort of provoking her." Obviously that didn't happen. Obviously the husband was like, "Oh, she was looking into our house, and oh, she was scaring our kids, and oh, she was doing this and she was doing that." And then of course she, the wife, has been reiterating it to the hooligans or their parents, and then the parents have told the hooligans. And probably the parents have said, "Oh, you know, that Wolfie person that you were going, you know, that you were always talking about. Oh, yes, she looked into my mate's house and she was scaring the kids and she was doing..." That's another thing I've been accused of doing. So yeah, so that's what actually happened. And then the guy actually called the police and reported me. Both him and me and my mum, we told our sides of the story. We got the worst possible police officer or PCSO, and he sided with them. It was so annoying. And he told me to stop looking over my wall. I'm like, the nerve, I can look over my wall if I want to. But I just did it anyway. I did see that arsehole a couple more times. He's moved now, luckily, but... You know the street Brad, the one where we saw that woman go past the caravan thing, didn't we? Let me just read the comment. I'm just reading the comments. Camera's still working really good. For puffers. I read that bit. There's nothing wrong with PayPal. I have issues with mine as well. Oh yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that the new way of verifying your bank account is just to log in to your account app, your bank app. But that doesn't work for me either. It just says there's something went wrong. There's an error. Yeah, pissing about, but it's supposedly on its way. Oh, good. I just keep waiting. I guess maybe it will arrive at some point. Yeah, they said like the 11th, so I'll wait for the 11th then. Living on small village has drawbacks. You can easily tag it without any reason. Especially if you live a little different from the normies. The weird part about it is there's quite a lot of weirdos around here. Like my kind of weirdo, not the actual shit weirdos. Like all these supposed normies, I would call them weird. Like when they were all making a big deal about the fact that they were there and going, "Oh, it's Wolf Lady, oh, it's Wolf Lady," and they're all scurrying away. To me, that looked weird. They were all screaming and running away. That looked weird. And surely to like passers-by, people who were witnessing this happening, surely they sort of thought that was a bit weird. Like that they were scared of some innocent-looking person like me. Unlike when they're going, but still, they look like they're off their head while they're howling all down the street. Like I'm like, you know, when I howl, at least I just indoors, so no one knows it's me and no one knows I'm off my head. I don't really howl anymore, but you know, I mean, back when I used to. Oh, that was a crack, wasn't it? Did you hear that? Yeah, the kids were told to cry, no doubt. Kids react how adults behave. Maybe kids were afraid of father's actions. Exactly. I mean, he must have been abusive. Like he was really aggressive and he was massive. Like not fat, but you know, tall. He was really tall and sort of beefy-ish. He was scary. He was a scary man. I didn't let him intimidate me, though. His wife was also scary. So both parents as bad as each other. I'm just saying all this just in case the people from around here who think I did peer into their window are watching. I've got to say what really happened. Facebook can be really ad space because of rumours, harassment, and so on. What? You'll be happy now, eh? Okay. Getting police involved is always a bad idea. Yes, I shouldn't have. We shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. Well, those people should have done that. You need to yell back at those hooligans. Normies, normies, normies. No, because that sounds like a compliment. I'd definitely say they were weird. Oh, it lagged on the crack point. Oh, no. Anyway, just to fuel the Wolfie thing, my mum got me this. She got me some legging type things that have wolves on them. It's pretty. I've actually got a t-shirt with that somebody else bought me. So that will go with that. Ain't wearing it around here though. Yeah, well. Oh yeah, and these actually go with the jacket more than those black ones, so I meant to be wearing these the whole time. Don't mind me talking fast. I've had like 2 coffees after like about a week or so of not having any coffee at all. Going from having coffee every other day to not having any for a week and then having it again. I'm not sure what the hell that does to your body, but hopefully nothing bad. I've got some fancy ones somewhere that would go nicely with this outfit, this shirt and stuff. Do you think my mum noticed this is a new jacket? I just say, oh yes, well, I just got it cheap today. Yeah, that goes better, doesn't it? Hope it didn't make me look like a homeless person, because I always think that fingerless gloves look kind of like a homeless person would wear. These, it's pretty good that I got these because they. Oh, that sucks. Those leggings look awesome and comfy. They're kind of a cold material, so I can't really. A towel would be good. I don't know if she noticed anything. Yeah, she sometimes acts like she hasn't noticed something, but then she'll bring it up later. I've noticed that. Like, you know, when I bought stuff sort of last year now, 2021, like a few months ago, when I was buying new clothes, and I have worn them in front of her. She never mentioned them at the time, you know, she obviously acted, you know, like she hadn't noticed. But then later on, like days later, weeks later, months later, she would say, oh, I've noticed you've been buying loads of new clothes lately. Who have you been meeting? Who have you been dating? That you have to buy all these new clothes to impress. I'm like, why can't I just buy new clothes because I want to? Why do I have to have been buying new clothes because I'm trying to impress someone because I'm seeing someone? Because you guys know she complains and moans about me meeting people. Ordinarily, I'd admit it if it wasn't COVID era. That I've been meeting people. I have actually met about, how many new people has it been, like 6 this year? I think counting Brad. Well, I can count. I don't really know if I can count Becky because we didn't really do anything. She fucked off back to his van. It sucked. I took that as an insult because, like, it felt more like she was spending more time with Brad, even though she wasn't really spending more time with Brad because she spent time in his van. And she talked to her boyfriend the whole time too, so it's like, I could just imagine him doing a victory dance, like, ugh, because her boyfriend apparently is intimidated and jealous of me for some reason. I don't know what he thinks is going to happen exactly, but he seems to be the jealous type. And he obviously knew about the fact that she'd come to meet me, the person he's jealous of. So I should imagine that it will have been a nice victory for him, the fact that she spent the entire time she was supposed to be meeting me talking to him. It's like, couldn't you have called your mum or something? She had an anxiety attack, by the way. Does stop working? Wrist warmers. These definitely go better with the outfit, don't they? I'm trying to get away from like grey and white and black, you know, but I try to like wear a bit more colour. I don't mind grey and black and white, but it's like wearing that all the time, kind of a bit boring to me. The kind of look I'm trying. What are those wrist things called? I call them wrist warmers or just like long fingerless gloves. Because you take 1 million years to go out, apparently you must be meeting people. Before Christmas was also nice. Isn't it great? I love them. No, don't you start calling it that. I was reading the text again. Apparently the panic attack came out on because there was no shops open. What? Why would that bring on a panic attack? And also, like, there was loads of shops open. That's kind of weird. I suspect that I brought on the panic attack, to be honest. Because she was fine. I mean, I know she said that it was like a social... What was it? She drained her social energy for the day. But, first of all, the night before, she was at a pub with God knows how many people. You said you, her parents, and some other people were there at some pub. Then she spent she spent time with you, which is only one person, in a van. So when exactly did she drain her social energy? Or is she saying that spending time with one other person was draining? Don't really get that. And then as soon as she arrived, 2 seconds into actually being around other people, again she was fine, but then as soon as she saw me, suddenly she freaks out. It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm the one who triggered that. I don't believe for a second that it was all those other reasons she mentioned. I'm not being funny or nasty or anything like that, because she might, you know, look at this stream later. I'm not being funny, but it just seemed odd that she was fine up until she saw me, and then suddenly she freaked out. Because she was, I mean, I was walking down the street type thing, and she was like, and then all of a sudden I did yell at her, but only in a jokey way. I said, oh, I just went, how dare you keep the boss waiting? Because no offense, you said you were going to turn up at 2, but you ended up turning up at like 3. Which is fine. Not having a go at anyone, but I was just kidding, like getting in character for the boss and everything. Like, you know, the boss wouldn't accept people making him wait, would they? Would he? So it's like, you know, I was just like jokingly yelling, like, oh, how dare you make... And suddenly she was like, looking everywhere else and like distracting everything, getting distracted, pretending to be distracted, should I say. And then she started walking like a million miles ahead, like trying to get away from me. Like, I was expecting a proper greeting, and I never got that. But now I'm thinking, what if that happens again? Now, I have anxiety that that's going to happen again. Because that was really... What's the word? Shit. That was really uncomfortable. Made me uncomfortable. Don't know about anybody else. And then she started complaining about the arcade being hot. Which is fine. She is not wrong. It's always cold outside, but then they've had the heat in a million degrees in the shops. So that is a bit shit. What was I going to say? Yeah. If you can't understand, if you can't sort of take, you can't expect sort of someone like myself to always be nice, because I'm the boss, and the boss is, it kind of comes with the territory that the boss is going to yell at you sometimes, so yeah. I was reading such a good problem. Well, the art stream for Puffer streams are always so good. Ah, he's so cute, isn't it? I'll put up more. We'll send them to you. Wait, what are we sending? About 8 to 10 people. I think the twat who shouted at her about the dog on the table didn't help. No offense, but I kind of thought that was a bit odd. As well, not him, but like that. Most places don't accept dogs, and I do get it. Dogs aren't exactly hygienic. Not all of them, anyway. I mean, there's some people who wash the dogs constantly, but not everybody does. And the dog could have stepped in pee or poo or some other gross stuff and then having it on the table is not very hygienic. So I thought that was a bit... I would probably have yelled at her about the dog as well. There's no time to wait. Anyway, so what happened was, I got up mega early thinking that I was going to be meeting this other guy that day. And I thought, I didn't know this, but, you know, I thought that we were all going to meet up together. The other guy, Becky and Brad. So I got up super early and tried to rush getting ready. So it was still kind of early-ish when I was all ready to go. And then I realised that they'd only set off at 8 a.m, which meant that they would be, like, getting here only just at 2 p.m. And by then I would have already met the other guy who wanted to meet super early and have lunch. So we'd already have done that by the time they got here. So I was starting to panic myself and get upset. Thinking, oh God, this is not going to work out. And do I cancel the other guy? And, you know... So I ended up cancelling him and ended up having to wait like several hours for them to arrive. But it's not really anybody's fault apart from the fact that it all just didn't work out. But normally I would have probably slept in or just took my time to get ready if I got up early. Getting upset at them. But I wasn't. I will admit I was complete fooked up, to be honest. Well, 7:30 and no shouting, I'm surprised. Don't get caught talking about meetings. She won't mind. Well, I did a bit well. So, I've had like, I think it was 6 meetups. And, they just all ghosted me. Well, 3 of them. So 6. Okay. So 3 of them ghosted me and 3 of them didn't. So I think maybe it was more than that. Hang on. Yeah, like I said, isn't outing anybody, but it was a Matt, an Owen, and Ian. Brad, Richard, and in the last month alone. So, yeah. Who else? Was there anybody else? Oh, sorry, 7 people. What was he called? 7 people. Yes, I came about him. No girls, though. That sucks. I almost met a girl, but she decided to not ghost me, but she actually stood me up. She kept me waiting for hours, but I just went anyway. It's like, I'm just waiting for this person for 10 minutes, and if she doesn't show up, I'm just going to go and eat. I waited a little bit longer than 10 minutes because she claimed that she was stuck in traffic. But then I went and eat, so that kind of sucked. I don't mind outing you. This person was called Katie May. Don't mind outing you because you're an arsehole. Like I say, I'll out no one can get me on this. I'm just outing the people who wronged me. There's nothing wrong with that. People do it all the time. There's a whole, like, Reddit subcategory dedicated to, like, screenshots of conversations and stuff like that. So it's like it's called karma. It's outing people for being an asshole. It's not illegal. It's not wrong. You know, so. These people have, like I say, the other month when I did post all that stuff, did, like, try and intimidate me and scare me into deleting the videos and stuff. Not only there's a whole Reddit subcategory, but also it's, like, not illegal. Otherwise, all those channels would be banned, all their videos taken down. So nobody threatened lawsuits with them, or court or whatever. So it's obviously okay. I asked on Quora, but, you know, Quora's bad because you can't elaborate on your question. So people thought, because all I could put in the Quora question thing, because I asked like, you know, so I asked something like, is it illegal to post, people's conversations online or something? And of course, people thought I actually meant voice conversations, like on the phone, or like me just recording actual real people in person. I meant like, PMs. But I couldn't like explain it. Like with Yahoo Answers, you could elaborate on your question and you could explain the situation, but you can't do that with Quora. But of course, again, with this progress we've been talking about, they get rid of the good thing that worked, that was more, whatever the word is, practical or whatever, that had more features, and instead you're left with a thing that's not as good, like Quora, where you can't elaborate on your question, which is shit because sometimes questions aren't clean cut. Sometimes you have to explain the situation. So I'd explain the situation like, well, people were sending me creepy messages. I took a screenshot of them or a screen video of them and posted them on YouTube for karma for, is that illegal? Like, you couldn't see their names, you couldn't see their pictures. But of course, I couldn't elaborate, so people were having a go at me in the Quora answers, saying, "No, you can't," because they assumed that I was actually recording people's conversations in real life, like I was spying on them. It's like, no, and these conversations were between other people, like strangers talking to each other, and I was just like, "Oh yes, I'm sneakily recording people's conversations." Like, no, I meant creepy conversations to me. So you can't explain yourself. It's not illegal, definitely frowned upon. Useless, they come forward and out themselves. I do. So yeah, I won't be intimidated by these people. They don't really have a leg to stand on, they just like to say all this stuff to scare me, I guess. Because they know that they've done wrong, so they just want me to delete the videos because they know they're the ones looking bad. No, it is not illegal to record people in public either. Like I've said many times before, the only time that a person would be upset about being recorded is if they, are doing something wrong. Upset about it. So all I keep thinking, all these people who don't want to be recorded, is that they're guilty. They're obviously guilty of something. They've done something, they're doing something in my video or whatever, or they're about to do, like planning on doing something, so they're guilty about it. And they don't want it to be shown, or their name or face to be shown, or whatever. Like, they know what they're doing is wrong, so. But they try and make you look bad, like you're the bad one. I wouldn't have to do this if you voted. It's not like I shoot people just randomly, is it? Or just like slag people off for no reason. If I slag people off, it's just to out them for being shit. To me. So yeah. Mew mew. Nah, so cute. I don't know. Recording video and taking pictures on public is legal. It is. I saw kids doing it the other week. They were recording someone in public and harassing them and recording it. So, of course, nobody, security was involved, but of course they didn't get told off about that. But when I do it, I get told off apparently. Like, I was actually told by the police to record anyway. These kids as proof of evidence. So yeah. I mean, sometimes when I used to record them, I didn't record them exactly when they were doing something wrong, but I would just be recording them if I saw them. But that was just to sort of say these are the ones who have done stuff or are going to do stuff or might do stuff. And I'm just getting it to say, oh, these are the people, and trying to sort of identify them. Because oftentimes these police will sort of ask me to describe them. And it's like, well, I can't describe them because they do the deed, then they run off, or it's at night, so I can't see them. So if I record them during the day when they're not actually doing something, it's just to sort of get their identities, or I don't put it online. You know what I mean? So I'm not just doing it creepily to spy on them. I'm kind of just, doing it to sort of just get them just in case, or because they have done something before and I'm now sort of getting their identities, sort of afterwards. Sometimes I see stuff and I think, oh, well, I need to get them on camera. Thank goodness. I'm so cold right now. Good to recall video favorites as well. Cams. Uh-oh, we're gonna die. Are you ready for food now?
Been ready for ages, Kirsty. I'm just waiting for you. Well, always.
See you later. Okay.